To Lavanya's computer classes. In this video, I will give the important questions in R18 CSE 42 Environmental Impact Assessment EIA. Unit wise short and long answer questions. The Unit 1 short questions are: what is Environmental Impact Assessment EIA? List any two Indian policies requiring EIA. Define screening in the context of EIA. What is scoping in EIA? Mention two uses of baseline data in EIA. Define impact prediction with an example. What is the purpose of the EIA report? What is a public hearing in EIA? Mention any two components of EIA. What is the role of the expert committee in EIA? The long answer questions are: explain the EIA cycle and describe each stage in detail. Discuss the roles and responsibilities of different stakeholders in the EIA process. Elaborate on the Ministry of Environment and Forest Notification 2000 and its significance. Describe the contents of an EIA report. Write in detail about screening, scoping, and baseline data collection. Explain the process of impact prediction and assessment of alternatives. What are the steps involved in decision making and monitoring of clearance conditions? List the projects requiring environmental clearance and discuss their implications. What is the importance of ecologically sensitive areas in EIA? Discuss the influence of international agreements on the EIA process in India. The Unit 2 important questions, short answer questions are: define environmental attributes in EIA. What are the criteria for selecting an EIA methodology? Name any two impact identification methods. What is a checklist method in EIA? Define matrices method with one use. What is an overlay method? How is impact measurement performed? Mention two post-project impact evaluation techniques. Define impact communication. What is EIA review? The long answer questions are: explain various methods used in EIA: ad hoc, checklists, matrices, networks, overlays. Discuss the process of impact identification, measurement, and evaluation. Write in detail about EIA methodology selection and its criteria. Describe baseline condition evaluation in the context of an EIA study. Explain construction stage and post-project impact assessments with examples. Compare matrix and networks methods of EIA. How is impact interpretation and communication performed in EIA? Discuss strengths and limitations of different EIA methodologies. Write about qualitative and quantitative impact analysis techniques. Describe a case where the wrong EIA methodology affected the project outcome. The Unit 3 short answer questions are: what is an environmental management plan EMP? What is the need for monitoring the EMP? Define mitigation in the context of EMP. What is the significance of pre-appraisal in EMP? Mention two methods of monitoring EMP. What is meant by unacceptable impacts? Define rehabilitation and its importance in EMP. What is the purpose of stipulating conditions in EMP? How does post-project appraisal help in EMP? What is a relief plan in EMP? The long answer questions are: explain the steps in preparing an environmental management plan. Describe how monitoring is conducted in EMP and why it is important. Discuss the process of identifying significant or unacceptable impacts in EMP. What are mitigation plans? How are they implemented in EMP? Explain rehabilitation strategies with examples. Discuss how stipulating conditions supports projects sustainability in EMP. Write a detailed note on relief and rehabilitation planning. What is pre-appraisal and post-appraisal in EMP? Explain with examples. Describe how EMP supports sustainable development. Explain the role of environmental monitoring methods in EMP evaluation. Unit 4 short answer questions are: what is Environmental Act Protection Act 1986? Mention two features of the Water Act 1974. What are the powers of the central government in environmental regulation? What is the purpose of the Air Act 1981? Mention two guidelines to control noise pollution. What is meant by loss of biodiversity? Name two rules related to solid waste management. What is hazard waste? Define life cycle assessment LCA. Mention any two steps in life cycle methodology. The long answer questions are: explain the constitutional provisions for environmental protection in India. Describe the Environment Protection Act 1986 in detail. Discuss the Water Act 1974 and Air Act 1981 with key features. Write about the Wildlife Act 1972 and its significance. Explain the guidelines and laws for controlling noise pollution. Discuss solid and hazardous waste management rules. What is biodiversity loss? How can legislation help reduce it? Describe the methodology of life cycle assessment. Explain how cost criteria and material flow are analyzed in LCA. Present a case study applying life cycle assessment to an industrial product. The unit 5 totally case studies. The short answer questions are: what is the purpose of preparing an EIA case study? Mention two factors to be considered during assessment decisions. What is the role of EIA in a water resources project? List two environmental concerns in pharmaceutical industry project. Why is EIA important for thermal power plants? Mention two safety aspects of a nuclear fuel complex. What environmental issues are associated with highway projects? What are key parameters for sewage treatment plant assessment? So these are the short and long answer questions. Take the printout and read all these questions, then we get good score. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.